So I'm sure by now most of you guys have heard about the recent Jacksepticeye and MrBeast drama, and I think Jack was right. Now, if you don't know what happened, here's a very, very brief rundown. Tommy Innit, who is best known for his participation in the Dream SMP a few years back, has a vlog channel, and he uploaded a video where they were basically just f***ing around with a lie detector, and things were going pretty well at first. Well, of course, until this happened.
Do you like MrBeast? No. Jack. Oh! Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube? Yes.
So it's important to highlight exactly what he's saying here, even if it's a bit redundant. First, he doesn't like MrBeast, presumably the channel, right? I don't think he has anything personal against Jimmy. He's never really displayed that kind of animosity from what I can tell. And secondly, he mentions that MrBeast ruined YouTube. Now, a lot of people got really upset about this, and I think you guys need to let him cook for a second, alright?
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why? Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
Again, it's gonna be a little bit redundant to say, but I really feel like people are missing out on his point here, right? This statement right here is him basically saying, listen, MrBeast really was the tipping point when new YouTubers started treating YouTube like a business. Obviously, YouTubers have been making a living for years, right? But until MrBeast's recent success, people started channels for fun. But now everywhere you look, people are just pushing out content that is very obviously geared to get clicks and views and money. Okay, but listen, I know it's a controversial take, however, I feel like some people are just taking sides based on what channel they prefer, and I don't think that's right. I don't even watch Jack's videos, okay? I watched him occasionally as a preteen during the FNAF craze, but I'm much more of a MrBeast fan for the most part. Sure, I don't agree with all Jimmy has said or done, but I can at least appreciate his honest attempt to make really good content. Okay, now that the MrBeast dick-sucking bit is over, it's time to discuss Jimmy's reply. Guys, I don't care what you think, this tweet will always be a complete and utter L in my heart. So I ruined YouTube because I didn't buy a mansion and a sports car and instead invested my money into making content focused on doing good and inspiring kids to help people. This is a beyond retarded opening to a response, for the record. Jimmy just looks like a complete asshat here, basically saying, my content is more justified than yours because mine does good in the world. Sorry, Jimmy, doing acts of charity and filming it for a greater return on investment is not a virtuous act. It's at best neutral, all things considered. Another thing that's worth mentioning is how this response was far more charged and straight up aggressive than Jack's admittedly questionable passive aggression. Even at the end with him saying it's disrespectful and with him claiming to be the bigger man, it really comes off as pretty self-important, you know, cringe one might say. Also, Jimmy implies here that this is entirely Jack's fault when, okay, let's be real, Tommy Innit wrote that question, alright, and Jack lying would just cause the lie detector to go off and would result in perhaps an even bigger controversy if I'm being honest. Now, I'm not trying to say that either of them are totally wrong or totally right, but I do think that Jack has a better take and really handled the situation better as a whole. As of right now, their squabble seems to be over with. Apparently they talked in DMs according to this tweet by MrBeast. But if you thought that was all, dear God, do I have some terrible news for you. Ethan Klein shoehorned himself right into the middle of it. Now listen, I've sucked Jimmy's dick for a little bit, right? I get it. But this is on a whole nother level. Here, he rants about how Jack was posting 2 videos a day at his channel's peak and straight up claims it was solely for money. I mean, it was, but he does shit on the content's quality, which I don't agree with at all. Not exactly the pinnacle of artistry and effort. Says you, Ethan. You've literally been the most unfunny and artistically bankrupt channel that has ever been seen on this platform. Well, until... But anyways, he goes on to say that this may be the first time in YouTube history where the #1 person is making the best content. To say that a MrBeast video is the best content on the whole site is just retarded. I mean, seriously, gurgle harder, Ethan. Holy shit. He does mention how Jimmy's success helped the platform for legitimization, but let's be real, YouTube was already pretty legitimized before Jimmy really became a massive channel. I'm not a MrBeast simp at all, but this is just the objective truth. Objective truth? Yeah, okay, Mr. Jimmy makes the best videos on YouTube. Anyways, this sparked quite a massive storm on Twitter with every single goddamn figure on the internet trying to get their 2 cents in. Imagine that. You thought I was gonna cough, but I didn't. But seriously, I don't really like a single person in this situation. I mean, all these guys kind of suck in their own way. Jimmy did, in fact, spurg out on Twitter when it wasn't necessary at all. Jack did word what he was trying to say extremely poorly. Ethan is a Jew. I mean, Ethan did have some terrible takes too. Jesus Christ. Either way, it seems that literally everyone has a quite varied take on this situation. Nobody seems to be 100% for anyone at this point, which I think is good because it's probably the best way to look at what's going on here. As with all things, you know, it's kind of a a gray situation, you know, not everything is black and white. That'll be all from me tonight. If you like the video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe for more. And hey, if you leave an I subscribe comment down below, I'll try and get back to you because we're nearing in on 1,000 subscribers and every little bit of help is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching.